Thank you all for sponsoring and supporting the resolution condemning violence against transgender people.
The kids are not all right. LGBTQ youth watching and listening know that we are here for you, that you are loved, respected, cared for, and adored for exactly who you are. You are worthy of a world of possibilities before you, and we are here to help you. Don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Hello, I wasn't sure if I would come today. I was pretty afraid for my safety. It's really scary here. We also need protection from the cops, so I'm a little worried about more cop involvement with the stickering, so just wanted to flag that for you all. Please don't criminalize the trans-supportive stickers, because we put those up. Those are nice.
We will not go back. We will not be silent. We will not be eradicated, regardless of what these monsters would like. Trans rights now, trans rights forever. I yield my time.
I'd like to really lift up the allyship and the expression of allyship by numerous community members who have removed stickers constantly for over 2 years now. They are showing up in parks, schools, and storefronts in the Ethan Allen shopping plaza. They're everywhere, and they're persistent.
As the mother of a transgendered kid,
I also want to show my support to the trans community.
We take stickers down every day.
We've all seen the stickers, the podcasts, the tweets, and then things escalated. Vermont's GOP attacked legislators who were trying to help young people get access to gender-affirming treatments. Shortly after these threats, Fern Feather, a trans person from Montpelier, was stabbed to death. A week later, someone threw a brick through the Pride Center's glass door. Transphobes with cameras harassed people at the Pride March and then came to antagonize and berate children at a charity fire truck pole.
The Day of Trans Visibility is vital to building a safe and accepting community for all and showing our young folks that may be in a dark place that there is something to stick around for. Thanks.
I do very much understand how small, hateful stickers can fuel larger, hateful acts of violence. I'm sick of seeing the stickers around town. I don't care what all these people who are pro stickers say.
I feel like every time that I come here is so extremely upsetting. Last summer, while I was here in Church Street with my friend who is visibly trans, we almost got hit by a car.
It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction.
Or your grandmother, or your sister, or your brother, or your trans best friend, or your sibling, or your niece, or your nephew. Now, we don't go around and check all the fire department, for genitalia and say that that's what gives them the right to walk down the street. We don't check all your genitalia. We don't say, were you born that way? Okay, you can or cannot have this position. That's not what we do. We enact terror against one another, often in silence.
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. Over 2 years ago at Pride Center, we were alerted to these stickers in the New North End that are non-binary, gender non-conforming trans residents and siblings felt minimized their human rights and they felt unsafe.
And I'm a very proud parent of a beautiful and thriving transgender son. We regularly get texts from him. Did you see the legislation out of South Dakota? Did you see the legislation out of Florida? Did you see what happened in Missouri today? He's terrified.
The state delegation that I serve with are looking into researching our state hate crimes to see what gaps exist and making sure that we can protect schools and places where young folks and minoritized communities convene.
I use warrior and they pronouns. I was assigned female at birth. My neighbors are petrified. I want us to dream of a space where the youth, they're beautiful, diverse, incredible identities.
You see, Americans are messed up. I remember the day when people who fought for tolerance were tolerant themselves. Everybody wants to be selective about their outrage and use it as a reason to harass people they don't like. From all walks of life, all of you do it. All of you. And all you people do is argue over words and their meanings. Because you all tell me I'm something that I'm not. To justify your harassment, your abuse, and your torture.
In certain contexts, telling the truth can be perceived as hateful, particularly when it is used to criticize or challenge deeply held beliefs or norms.
If the purpose of this resolution is to support trans folk and stop the anti-trans graffiti, it is already a failure.
I am a 42-year-old gay man. I am also one of the coordinators of the stickering campaign that you, the council, are pretending is what you call transphobic hate speech. This resolution paints myself and my colleagues in Burlington as a hate group, and we know what happens to people in hate groups, don't we? You intend to paint targets on our backs. But of course, you and the mayor are lying. We are not a hate group. It may be inconvenient for some on the council, but the public should know that you are targeting a group of gays, lesbians, and bisexuals only because they refuse to enthusiastically indulge the delusions of a loud minority. This resolution publicly associates us with the murder of a young man who made bad decisions. It implies that because of our speech, Fern Feather is dead. Fern Feather was killed by a psychopath hitchhiker who he chose to pick up, not by anyone connected to us. But that doesn't fit your made-up narrative, does it? Just like those who tried to silence our predecessors in the gay and lesbian rights movement, you will not succeed. We will speak the truth, publicly and loudly.
This resolution invites weaponization of local government. There are a lot of lies built in this resolution and gender ideology as a whole. You claim we are targeting youth. We're extremists spreading hate, when that is precisely what you and radical leftists are doing with gender ideology targeting gay kids. This is a stunning narcissistic reversal, the kind of rhetorical tactic common to domestic abusers, psychopaths, and Munchausen mommies.
The Africans that are not here, the Asians that are not here, the immigrants that perhaps don't have the English to speak up and say, this is not normal. And we are here to fight for people who don't want to normalize the unnormal. Now, I understand we all want to be ourselves, but there are women that are suffering too that we get to really find a solution for them. This is democracy. That means no one can impose their personal will on you. We are women that want to be women. There are a lot of Africans that are highly uncomfortable with this. There's a lot of Nepali people that are highly uncomfortable with this, a lot of Vietnamese community that are highly uncomfortable with this, but yet they don't have the English or the spunk or the ability to come up and say, hey, we disagree. We don't want our children around this. We don't want to be subject to this type of stuff. So this is time for our leaders to think about the future and Vermont in general. Yes, we want to be open, but if that means suppressing other people's will to ensure that one other person's will is more advanced than others, then we really have to think about this. Hi, Mario. Hi, Mr. Mayor. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much.
And I'm here to call out WCAX's intentionally divisive trans activism that is harming this community and possibly trans themselves.
Good evening. Stickering campaigns are common forms of free and political speech. These stickers state such controversial phrases such as, I defend women's sports spaces and rights. Listen to detransitioners, and no one is born in the wrong body. It is objectively obvious that this is constitutionally protected speech on an area of public concern. We do not censor or criminalize speech in this nation because it offends.
As a gay man who protested the outright fire truck pull and the vicious assault on gay rights pioneer Fred Sargeant, I find the use of our community's accomplishments over the past 50 years aberrant and offensive. How dare you weaponize gay men's accomplishments in order to advance lies that harm kids? The so-called aggressive stickering, which includes phrases like no child is born in the wrong body and trans women are men, get over it, and lifelong medical dependency isn't kindness, it's a business model, are innocuous statements of observable fact.
Mr. Sargeant, a hero of gays, lesbians, and bisexuals, and I would add transgenders for recognition of our rights, was present at the Stonewall riots in July 1969 and organized the first gay liberation march a year later.
You support eugenics, sterilizing minors. You support medical experimentation on them. This is Joseph Mengele level insanity. I invite you all to wake up. Thank you.
We will continue to use public spaces to exercise our First Amendment rights and to shed light on your lies. I can understand why that makes you uncomfortable. I can and will return to this public forum every other week, if need be, to repeat the truth to you. We are not the ones advocating for the chemical castration, sterilization, and genital mutilation of children. That's you. We are not spreading hate. We are telling the truth, and you know it. Like it or not, No one was ever born into the wrong body. Thank you.